Hey all, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to cover two topics. First, we're going to talk about a pre-workout performance shake, a PP shake, and I have all the ingredients in front of me and we'll go through each one of those that I like to add to my shake. And then after that, I'm going to enjoy my shake and I'm going to talk to you about 5 different rules for lifting that I think are really important to help people have success both with building strength and gaining muscle as well that I've followed over the last 28 years. All right, let's jump in. So the first thing that I like to add is oatmeal. And so you'll see right here, I have my Quick Oats. I like to have a measuring device, kind of helps make this quicker. So this is a half cup. And basically what I'll do is I'll fill up my half cup to the top, have it pretty much level, and I'll add that into my blender. So that's my first ingredient. Then the next ingredient, if you saw some of my past videos about things that can help boost strength, supplements that can be helpful, affordable, cheap. One of my top recommendations is going to be this Fern lectin granule, and that's because it has a very high phosphatidic acid content, which is awesome for strength. So what I'm going to do with this is I have myself a tablespoon. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons. So I level them off. So 1 and 2. And 3. So for me, what I do with this product is I'll have 3 tablespoons on days I lift. Days I don't lift, I'll have 2. All right, the next ingredient is gonna be a whey protein powder. And I prefer whey as a pre-workout because it's not going to sit in the stomach heavy like a Casein, and it's gonna give you a quick energy for your workout. So let's go with that. And the flavor we're going to go with, and you'll see why in just a minute, is going to be called Orange Dreamsicle. All right, so for that, I go with around 30, a little bit 30 more, 35 grams. So according to Dymatize, 1 level scoop is going to be 25 grams, so I'll add that. And then I'll add another scoop, but this time just a little bit less than about a half a scoop. I find it much more than that, and it's too filling. I feel a little too bloated for my workout. So there's that. All right, next up, and this is why I went with an orange creamsicle flavor. I like to add citrulline, but not just any type, citrulline DL malate, which is going to be awesome for energy in the latter part of your workout. Really good for for endurance. So this particular variety comes from bulk supplements. They're really cheap. And then I like to store it in a Ziploc bag for quick access. And like I said, this is going to be the 2-1 variety, citrulline, 2-part to 1 malate. So basically for this, the recommended dosage is going to be 2 teaspoons. So grab your teaspoon, and I go with a little bit of a larger size, so 2 heaping teaspoons, so 1, 2. And this adds just a little bit of tanginess to the shake, which is why this orange dreamsicle flavor is pretty awesome, because the Fern is going to make it creamy, and then the citrulline malate is going to make it a little tangy. So it really tastes like you're having a liquid orange creamsicle popsicle. I think it's awesome. All right, the next ingredient I'm going to add is going to be betaine, and the variety I go with is TMG. So I have 1 teaspoon of this pre-workout, and then days I don't work out, I also have 1 teaspoon, usually in the morning. All right, so I'm gonna add that. Now, the next ingredient is optional, but I recommend for most people to take 5 grams of creatine monohydrate daily. I've already taken this in pill form, so I'm not gonna add it to my shake right now, but if you wanna take it with your shake, go ahead. That's a good time to take it as well. So you wanna go with 5 grams. And then I also like to have some fruit, and I don't put a lot of fruit in, and I'll change up the variety because I think it's excellent to have different nutrients. So what I'm going to add today is just a small, maybe half a handful or so of blueberries. So there you go. That is everything that I put into my PP shake. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this up. I don't want to make you deaf from the loud blender I have. And then I'll be back in just a moment, and we're going to jump into those 5 rules. All right, guys, we're going to jump into those 5 rules in just a second. Before we do, though, a couple things I do also want to mention about this protein shake. I don't recommend making it with milk for a pre-workout shake just because that's going to be a little bit too filling and it might not feel so good. I generally like to work out anywhere from like say 40 minutes to an hour after I have this shake. So it's awesome. I have it at home. It takes me maybe 20, 30 minutes to get to the gym, get warmed up, get ready. And by the time I'm hitting the weights, all the great ingredients in this shake are hitting your muscles and you're going to be ready to go. And the other thing is, it's also good with ice. So if you want to throw some ice in your blender, go ahead and do that. And I'm telling you, the flavor, it's incredible. So for orange creamsicle, again, the fern lectin is going to add some creaminess to the texture. And then you're going to get a little bit of tanginess from the citrulline. Now, if you want to go with another flavor, strawberry would probably be good too. I'm sure there's others, but those are the two main ones I think go well with all these ingredients. However, if there's a different flavor you want to try, the only thing I might change is have the citrulline mallet separate, right? Have it before, have it after, but adding it to something like chocolate or banana, it's not going to taste great just because it does have a bit of tanginess to it. All right, let's jump into those 5 rules. So the first one I'm going to say is don't limit your workouts to a man-made calendar. What do I mean by that? So, our calendar goes by months, it goes by weeks, okay? When I look at my workouts, and you'll see my free routine that I'll link here, I go day 1, day 2, and then the other days as well. I don't call it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, we all know our weeks can change, things can happen. So don't fall into the trap of every Monday is chest day like the rest of the bros in the gym. Okay, feel free to shift around the days that you're working out. Some weeks you may be able to get in 3 days, some weeks 5 days, some weeks only 2. That's fine. Guys, remember, do what you can when you can do it, and if you're consistent that way, over the long term, you're going to make more gains, I promise you. All right, that's my first rule. So my next rule is, you'll also see this in my program I follow, is incorporate the compound movements at the start of your workout most of the time. So what I mean by that, compound movements, things like your squat for leg day, things like your bench press on days you train chest. Overhead press is great on days you train shoulders. Deadlift, you might want to put that on a back day. Now, the reason I say that is because I like hitting the compound movements, which are the movements that use most of the muscles, and they're also going to give you better bang for your buck as far as results, early in a workout when you're fresh and you're at your strongest. That's why it was fairly easy for me to transition from bodybuilding into powerlifting, because I made it a habit to always start off when I was at my strongest with those compound movements. Now, I also said most of the time. You may find that there's certain times, especially if your focus is bodybuilding, that you want to try and pre-exhaust a muscle, and that's okay. So for example, you could do flies before you do a bench press. And there's nothing wrong with that, but don't expect that type of workout to maximize the amount of weight you're going to bench press. The other time that it's okay, I think, to start your workout without a compound might be if you're working around, it could be an injury, or you need to avoid a certain compound because you're having an issue or learning technique, things like that. Perfect example, I have a little bit of tricep pain, not much, it's healing. So what I'm doing to limit the amount of weight that I bench right now, I'm actually starting my workout with my flies, okay, my decline floor fly, and then I move into my pressing. So my pressing weight is a little bit lower, doesn't aggravate my elbow at all, and I'm good to go. So that's my second rule I follow. Now the third rule, and this is universal if you're a power lifter, if you're into bodybuilding, whatever your lifting goal is, always prioritize technique over weight. I'll say it again, technique over weight. Now, when I was a lot younger, I was fortunate to have awesome coaches through wrestling and other sports that drilled that into my mind. So I would go to the gym and I would have people saying to me at first, whoa, your technique, your form is so great on those flies, or, the way you're doing that, leg extension or whatever exercise I was doing, because I put so much time and so much effort into feeling the target muscle work, studying what was awesome form as far as watching other skilled lifters and, reading and things like that I wanted to make sure before I started bumping my weight up, I knew exactly the way the movement needed to be for my body. And so for you all, I recommend that. One, it's going to eliminate injury for a lot of you. And two, it's going to give you a stronger lift in the long run because you'll learn which muscles need to be recruited for the certain movement, and you'll, like I said, avoid injury. So that's always good. So that's my third rule. Now, my fourth rule, and this one is awesome. You want to develop a mind-muscle connection before you even work out. What do I mean by that? Well, sometimes I'll do a little game with myself where if I'm sitting down having lunch or breakfast or another meal, I'll flex whatever muscle I know I'm going to be working that day. So when I'm done my shake and I go to the gym today, I'm going to be training my chest, and I'm going to be training today's chest and biceps. So before I even go into the gym, I'm thinking about the movements I'm doing, and I'm actually flexing kind of the muscle, my pecs, to see can I really feel it? Is it, that's going to help when I get to those actual exercises to lock that feeling in and make sure that's there as I lift, okay? Because again, guys, there's a lot of science to this, but it's an art as well. And the art comes in how you sculpt your own body, and that all starts with the image in your mind, okay? So don't just feel those muscles, also see them working, and then go in and execute your plan in the gym. So develop the mind-muscle connection before you're even lifting. Now, my last tip, and this is probably one of the ones that's saved me. I've been lifting, like I said, 28 years, started when I was around 12, and I'm 41. My wife reminded me yesterday, I thought I was 40, so I must be getting older. And, knock on wood, I've been pretty good as far as injuries. And the rule that helped me with that, and it will help you guys as well, if something hurts, stop. I made the mistake a couple times when I was younger where, especially with pressing and benching, I felt a little ache or pain. It didn't quite feel the way I knew the movement should feel. And I continued to set, and I tell you the vast majority of the times I did that, it never pays off, never. So literally, you may have to just stop that exercise, go to a different exercise, and if that other exercise feels good, great, finish a workout. If it doesn't, guess what? Walk out of the gym. There's nothing wrong with that. It may have just been something was off from earlier, something you did earlier that day. It may be that particular muscle needs a little extra time to recover. But guys, remember, this isn't a short game. This is a game of years and years and years, okay? People ask me all the time how I've developed such a muscular physique. It didn't happen overnight. It happened on focusing really on those 5 rules. All right, guys, well, if you like the video, comment below if there's anything else you want me to talk about. And I hope you all have a great week. All right, later.